Welcome. Today we are going to be discussing meaningful brand abundance creation. I'm giving us the 25-minute mark because I believe that within 25 minutes we can really ground into the intention to set for ourselves of being able to create the awareness of what it takes to allow us to step forward in the realm of entrepreneurs, whether you're looking to transition out of a career, which Nancy is going to be discussing a bit with us in just a moment here. One of my clients, Nancy Hickson, she is transitioning out of a career, building her own business, and had a lot of hesitancy, as many of you do. Many of you perhaps are already in your own business and you're looking to advance or expand into an online presence, which is why you've sought after Mike Klingler and myself. Today we will be discussing, regardless of whether you already have your own business or you're looking to create a new business from an idea you have or a passion you have to serve in a greater way, to make a bigger impact, or simply to take what you offer now offline, perhaps as a yoga instructor, a fitness instructor, someone who has a spa or healing center, you offer Reiki or massage therapy, or you offer some kind of a product and it's amazing and you love what you do, but you want to reach more people, you want to make more money. And maybe it's a little bit tricky for you. Maybe it's a little bit difficult for you to step forward in abundance creation with your business. Maybe you feel like there's a separation between the things you love to do, your passions, your family, your artistic creative ability, versus your business and how you're making your money. Today, we are going to be discussing how to reduce the need to need. The wonderful Wayne Dyer has talked a lot about it. Wayne has done many videos and written a lot of books and started his career learning from Esther and Jerry Hicks in network marketing and realized that there could be something called manifestation possible by stepping into what we choose to do. And by choosing what we want to create, by choosing and entering into the abundance of where we want to take our business, we're able to immediately begin manifesting because our attention is focused directly. We're plugged right in. There's a lot of overwhelm going on right now when I meet a lot of women out in the world who are building businesses or looking to find more ease or make more money. And there's a lot of hesitancy in the fact of needing to invest in yourself financially because a lot of you have already spent thousands upon thousands of dollars investing into programs or workshops that hasn't quite worked out for you, or you've spent years building a website or a blog. Maybe your partner or spouse isn't quite in alignment with your vision and there's a lot of disconnect there and not a lot of support, or you've been divorced and you're facing a little bit of an overwhelm on your own, perhaps as a single mom, like many women that I work with. So I understand what it's like. And the thing that we're going to be discussing today, and I love having the ability to bounce this off of a woman that I'm working with now because she is moving toward this manifestation. She's moving toward abundance creation. And Nancy has committed her life, committed to serving in a bigger way. And I know a lot of you have not yet committed to this. I know you want it. I know you're here because you are moved by the energy of what I'm presenting on video and the practice and the commitment of my path. And yeah, I let go a long time ago of the need to be validated in the corporate industry. I used to live in Miami, Florida, and I used to work in different environments in corporations. I worked for the government for a bit as well, and I was always invited to the galas and to celebrity events and got to interview these high profile people. And I was on my way to working with different organizations of really high level. Some of my clients owned the Ritz-Carlton. They were high profile people, billionaires, and some of my clients really liked having me around because I brought this other energy, something that they couldn't quite grasp. It was the energy of what you see that the Dalai Lama brings. The Dalai Lama brings compassion into the manifested reality. So the Dalai Lama, he's traveling, he's approaching the later years of his life, and he's still going forward to lead other people in a very profound way with a very strong message. He has been leading people and leading a movement, just like I mentioned, Wayne Dyer has been leading a movement as well throughout his life. And the thing that I'd like to address here is one thing that allowed me to reach millions of people. Before I was reaching maybe 35 people in a classroom, and then I started reaching maybe hundreds of people and then thousands of people when I started connecting with people through social media. However, the abundance for me didn't happen until I committed to letting go of the need to need. Now, attraction is how you will relate to your audience. Attraction, being able to put a message out there and lead them to something that they get to say, wow, I love it. I want more of it. This inspires me. This moves me. I'm motivated to enter my email or download your ebook or fill out your questionnaire or pay for your consultation session. I'm inspired to connect with you and learn more about you. And if you're not developing these relationships with your audience, if you're not putting something out there that pre-educates them on what it is you're offering because you're not clear yet on your message, then it's not going to be possible for you to build a bigger audience. And any money that you're investing into your business from the material, from like a website or blog or a product or program you're creating, you won't be able to create financial abundance. And it's not about you not being good enough. It's about you being attached to the need of being validated, to be accepted. And as I mentioned that in one of the speeches recently with Jim Carrey, he had said that the need to be accepted in this world will make you invisible in this world. And that's something like Wayne Dyer also said, the need to need is what's causing you to fail. So as we move forward in discovering how to be at the highest level vibration in our business resonance, to attract people to our messages, to lead people into our marketing funnels, to not need to be scared of what a marketing funnel is because you know that you're over your ego, you're over yourself, and it's not about you. It's about doing whatever you can to raise the vibration of your business, to raise the energy of yourself so that you can attract people into your marketing message, into selling your products, because you have something so valuable and powerful to offer the world. If you can connect like I am right now, if you can relate with your message in this way, in that high level vibration, I assure you that you will manifest a lot more money. I assure you that you will attract a lot more people. I assure you that you will make a bigger impact. You will be fulfilled at the end of your life. You're going to take into consideration all the things that you did, and you're going to take a deep breath and say, oh, I love my life. Amazing. I helped people. I made a big difference. And I have a great life. I made it happen. So there's a lot of things involved when looking at what's in the way for you with the need of validation or acceptance. There's a lot of trauma and life experiences. Of course, I understand I had a lot of stuff pile up for me as well emotionally that created a disconnect with my essence, with my ability to connect with other people. The fear of putting myself out and feeling salesy and pretentious in my marketing. So I avoided it. And of course, avoiding being able to build my business online caused me to not make enough money to know that I was able to keep going. So it wasn't until I let go of the need of validation, of approval, of seeking the need to need, when we can let go of that need, we're able to start moving into what I call humility. And when we move into humility, I have proven here that you can do this with a meaningful message, with an intention to make a bigger difference in the world. This is over now 1 million views, people who have seen one of my marketing videos. And it leads into one of our pages. It's a marketing funnel, not a website, but a web page, leading into someone entering their name, their email. Perhaps you entered your name and email, and that's why you're here, and you found us on Facebook. And Mike is an expert marketer. He has made over $15 million in the industry online. And we have a coaching academy. We have a branding group. We have an online business and marketing school. We do a lot of different things. What I do with my clients is what I'm going to be addressing here with Nancy today, which connects to the need of needing and letting that go so that we can step into your meaningful brand, so that you can step into creating your business with abundance, not a sense of lack, not a sense of I can't because, not the sense of I guess I can't because of this or that or this, the kids and the house and the husband, or lack of finances, or I'm sick, or all of these things that pile up. What I learned how to do, and what I learned how to do in terms of the healing after leaving a corporate job behind and then having a cancer scare, realizing that I could heal myself. And once I learned how to heal myself, I attracted people who wanted me in their life to help them as I was being the healer. And I stepped away from the need to need from people, and I stepped into being that healer for others. And as soon as I made that shift, not only did I make more money and help more people, but I healed myself through the process, because I didn't make it about me. I made it about what I'm here to offer the world and how I can serve, while I was able to financially make it work to maintain my lifestyle goals, and then add onto that so that I could keep expanding and reaching as many more people as I could in my lifetime. So Mike and I collectively, we have a bigger vision than maybe any of you would ever dream of. Maybe your vision isn't to have a $12 million income. Maybe that's not what you want to do, or you don't want to have a big school and lots of clients. Maybe you have a smaller vision or a smaller monetary goal in mind, or maybe you do have a big vision and you don't know how to reach it yet. So these are things that we can look at together. And as the clock is ticking here, I want to address in the short time that we have tonight, the first thing I mentioned to you is that commitment. And as I now look to connect here with Nancy, someone who's been working with Mike and I on building her brand in a meaningful way, on leaving behind a career that has been keeping her stuck and feeling insecure with her life because she's not living her passion. She isn't in a position where she feels inspired or empowered or validated in her career. And I want to kind of look at little pieces here. I want to look at Nancy, the time before you enrolled with Mike and I, before the branding group. And I just want you to share, just for a moment, where you were at internally, what it was like for you. And I'm going to guide us through the elimination of that need to need, through the release of that needing acceptance, so that we can actually be visible, not invisible, with our businesses.
So can you hear me, Robyn?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. So go ahead and share with the ladies here today, where were you at internally before you started working with us? And just briefly kind of give the women visionaries here just a taste of where you were at internally before you started working on the brand with us.
Very lost, very scattered, felt very searching is a good word. I was searching for something to help me be able to speak my voice, helping me be able to have my vision or what I had. I had a big picture in my mind. I had a sense inside of me that needed to come out, but I always downplayed it, like, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not important enough, or who do I think I am? Those are all of the things that came to mind for me. And when I initially saw your ad on Facebook, it just really resonated with me because I felt like I was able to be heard for a second. I was like, that's pretty much where I can speak to Robyn. I just felt very lost. I felt like I needed someone to just hear my ideas and actually validate the fact that they weren't crazy. They
Mm-hmm.
weren't too big.
So, is it safe to say that, and not just speaking of yourself, but kind of looking out at the world and kind of envisioning the sense of other women as well, feeling the same seeking and feeling lost as well in their careers or in their businesses as they start to figure out, is there something more for me here? So, is it safe to say that the need to feel accepted and validated was one of the things that had kept you locked up and feeling stuck?
No, absolutely, absolutely. And then you go to what you see around you, and you feel like you need to conform to what everybody else is doing because who do I think that I am, or I should be happy where I'm at, and you try to justify it. But then inside of me, I'm feeling like there's got to be more.
And we all know that, of course, there is more, right? There's more because our perspective is very limiting, and our perspective can only see what we see at this time. And when we
Mhm.
learn something new or release our own perspective and remove the blinders and open up the lens and see more of the horizon view, we get to see that there's more than just what we're looking at. There's more beyond what we can even fathom. So I appreciate you sharing, Nancy, that, and I want to take it a little bit deeper now. So
Mhm.
imagine now that there's a lot of women just like you out there, perhaps still in the seeking of validation and seeking in perhaps their own businesses, wondering why aren't I getting clients? Why aren't I attracting people to me? How come I can't make money doing this? I thought I was okay at this. I'm pretty good as a massage therapist or Reiki healer or a consultant or coach or health coach. I thought I was great at this. So how come people aren't being receptive to this? So the thing that I'd like to look at now is what you've actually now stepped into. So rather than dangling your little toe in the water and saying, I don't know, is this all right? Does this feel good? I don't really know. You've now committed to making it so. You've committed to taking that step into knowing that, yes, I am here to serve in a bigger way and I will figure it out. And now that I have the support to do it, I know that I can do it. So now that you are a part of what Mike and I have now invited you into, and you've been involved with some of the branding classes and working with me a bit and working with some of the other ladies like Bernadette Murphy in the community. Can you share with the women who are still now in that loss seeking, validation seeking mode, what's it like now on the inside? Can you share a perspective there of what it's like now that you've committed?
Yeah, I feel like it's not about me. It's not how what I'm doing is not about what I'm going to get out of it. It's what can I do and learn to be able to bring it out to others. It's about what can I do for others at this point based on what I've experienced so that the knowledge that I have inside of me can benefit them. So I want to be the tool for someone else to be able to understand that whatever's happened in your past, you can get through it, and I want to be that person that's going to help you get through it. It's just a matter of having that person to hear you, kind of like what you were for me.
Mm. And what allowed you to be receptive to making that what I would call a shift? I think that would be some kind of a shift or transformation of some kind. And that's
Mm-hmm.
something I believe that's an internal transformation. It's not something like throwing $25,000 at a fancy website and expecting that to do the work for you, which a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
I meet have done and expect that to be the answer, the end all, which of course a website can be very helpful at a certain point. I don't use websites. I use marketing funnels, as you know, and marketing funnels allow me to play around with video to be able to speak to that message effectively. So for you, can we look at that moment? Let's just kind of close our eyes for a moment here. And I'd like you to take a deep inhale and release the breath. And I'd like you to trace that trail as if you're Alice walking through the the glass, and as she was walking through the glass between her lack of imagination into the imagination of actually it being fulfilled, her imagination being real, being manifested and alchemized. Can you follow that trail in your mind for a moment and share in your own words? Doesn't need to make sense right now in your head. I think it'll come out clearly as you start to look at this. Can you explain what it took for you from the moment of that seeking of validation into the clarity of now you being in your power, sharing with us here today, knowing that it's not about you, but about what you can offer for others through your own experience, because that is a visceral internal experience that you've now are owning, you're owning it. So follow that trail and share with the women here what was that shift, and how can others make that shift? What did it take for you? What was required of you to do that, to turn that switch and shift?
I had to let go. I had to let go of control. I was so needing to know what was next or what was expected of me, and I was always doing things that were being told of me, and there was going to be an outcome. I had to just let go and just trust whatever is going to come out. It's going to unfold at the right time.
Mm.
And it's almost like a layer upon layer. I consider myself, oh, not myself, but I look at an onion, like you keep peeling back and peeling back and you keep peeling back. And then when you get to the root of it, you're going to still have the onion, but you're going to be the seed, you're going to be the truth of who you are.
Mm.
That's, I remember that moment. It was emotional, it was raw, it was emotional. But it was very freeing in another way. It was.
So can we look at that for a moment, because the emotional status that I meet a lot of women at isn't quite freeing when I meet with women. When I work with you guys on the branding sessions, when I work with the women on the branding sessions, as my timer starts to close here, as we start to go into the nice juicy pieces here, the women, as you know, Nancy, in the branding sessions, for those who aren't a part of it here who are listening, aren't quite aware of what it means to be in this essence of emotionally freeing. Oh, that feels so good. Oh, I'm glad I let go of the clenching and the need here, because now I'm free of what was
Mm-hmm.
holding me back. But when I meet a lot of women, I meet them from that onset, as you are aware when you first met me as well, where there's this emotional disconnect, where when we're going through something difficult, we're holding on to the story that we're telling ourselves as we're going through it. And I mentioned this last night, and I asked a woman to shift from woe is me to wow I am. And
Mm-hmm.
when I used to be in woe is me, and anytime I get a little hint of the need to try to feel sorry for myself, I know what that feeling is like emotionally, and I immediately shift it within myself to how can I empower myself so that I can be better at empowering others. And I've chosen that path, as you have now chosen your path, to be the inspiration and insight, and you said the tool for others. So
Mm-hmm.
what is that like to do that shift from the emotional, oh my goodness, this is so hard, how do I know if I can trust you, how do I trust myself, I'm not good enough, it hasn't worked before, I've already spent money, oh woe is me, this is wrong, this is bad, I just had a divorce, or I just got a breakup, or I just lost my job. How inside within you, and maybe just speak to it from an energetic place if you'd like first, or tangibly if it comes through. But I love what you're saying, the freeing of emotions rather than holding on to the emotional disconnect of
Mm-hmm.
keeping someone disempowered. So can you just speak to what that's like in the sense of building your business and moving into abundance?
Well, there's a lot of things that come to mind when you actually ask me that question. I think we need to be okay with feeling the feelings that we have as we're going through it. You have to sit with yourself and be uncomfortable. You have to be able to feel the emotions so that you can get release from that, I guess, so that you can move forward and be able to see clearly. Because when you're in that mode, you can't even see in front of you because you're so caught up and entwined with all the expectations, the feelings of like don't knows, and it's a bad spiral. You start spiraling down instead of just sitting with yourself for whatever amount of time that you need to be able to release those emotions and just sit, see what happens after that,
And
and
in
see if you're
building
able
a
to.
business, how essential is that in actually building the business now?
Because at that point, you're going to be who you are authentically. It's not going to be what everybody else wants you to be, nor is it
Mm,
what you think you want to be. You're going to comparing yourself is like the worst thing ever. It's great to be able to be inspired by others and like good for them, but and we can feed off each other's energy. But once you start comparing yourself to somebody else, you're not going to be successful because then you're just mirroring somebody else's vision and you're taking something away from them and yourself.
wonderful, Nancy. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to close out the call. I appreciate everything that you've shared with us, and I feel like we will follow up on this. I appreciate everything you've shared.
It was my pleasure. Thank you, Robyn.
So, as we close today, I want to end with what Nancy mentioned and bring it just a bit into the forward motion for those of you who are looking to build your meaningful brands and a business that allows you to inspire other people doing what you are most inspired to do or teach upon or offer. What Nancy said is that, yes, there is a lot of that talk of not being good enough. Maybe you've failed in business, or you've lost a lot of money, or you're still in that seeking mode, trying to figure things out because you've yet to build a business from the standpoint, as I speak to it, not from a masculine driven business culture, but from that authenticity. As Nancy also mentioned, when she learned how to just be okay with the overwhelm and the sense of maybe I'm not good enough, or maybe I don't know what I'm doing. And she let that go and started just sitting with the feelings and allowed herself to trust herself and to trust those like myself and Mike and many of the women that she has met in our community, in our schools. She has realized that through the authenticity of what we teach, of moving people through the process by being most yourself, by being most in your essence, by grounding into who you really are. My favorite quote of all time is Gandhi's, "My life is my message." My life is my message. And that is something that I committed to many years ago. The first moment I saw it many years ago, I picked up a book, his book in the store, and I opened it up and it said, "My life is my message." And I knew that that was for me. And I made everything possible I could to leave that disconnected life behind with my corporate job and moving through the disconnect of my health challenges and all the emotional stress of what did I need to do to be good enough in my business. And as Nancy said, yes, letting that go and being okay with where you're at now, and being able to trust yourself and listen to those who you know, who you resonate with, who know how to help you move through that, as Mike and I have proven many times over and over again. We help women move into the process of building a meaningful brand by stepping into abundance creation, not just having it be about making money. That can be a part of it, but having it be about what you are here to offer the world so you can make a bigger impact as you're serving people. And the onset of that is allowing you to create this fulfilling life, a fulfilling lifestyle, to create financial abundance, to reach more people, to serve in a bigger way, and to do the things that you love to do. It's possible, but yes, there are some things that need to be put in place if you let go of the need. So I know it's kind of an oxymoron. The need to need, we must let go of. The need to accept ourselves must already be in place. We must accept ourselves. And if we accept ourselves, we can move through all of the overwhelm, the disconnect, the insecurities, the doubt. The self-doubt will kill your relationship, will kill your belief in yourself. It will kill any aspect of you attracting anyone who will pay you good money for your services. So in order to reach that high-level business resonance, in order to be able to attract people to you, to make the money you want to make, to help the people you want to help, you've got to connect to who you really want to show up as. You've got to look at who you really want to be in your business. And if you can take a moment right now and just look at how you really want to show up, whether you already have a business and are making money now, or you've yet to embark upon your own business venture and you're looking to do that, or you're like Nancy and many of our clients who are transitioning from a career and moving into something of your own, or you haven't yet attracted enough clients in your business to make it work for you, to keep going and funding your vision. There's a lot in the way if you keep it there, if you keep that gap in the way of needing that validation, there will not be that availability for you to attract people to you to create the abundance. So just take a moment this evening, take a moment right now, and allow yourself to enter into the possibility and the wonder of how you really can show up for those who you are here to serve. I look forward to seeing if I can help you be the healer, to help you be you in business, to help you raise the highest level as you can in your business resonance, to raise that vibration for yourself so that you can serve in a bigger way and that you can create financial abundance, to do what it is you are here to do. I'm Robyn Linn, and I look forward to hearing from you so that I can help you serve your vision.